Welcome back. 2020 has presented a lot of challenges, right? And something that's definitely been more difficult to do during the pandemic is to simply find a job.
Absolutely. Impact Interview CEO Lewis Lin is here to share his tips for navigating today's job market. Hey, Lewis, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You know, as we're talking to you virtually, this is basically how everyone's world is, whether you are looking for a job or you have your job. You say, how do you master that virtual interview? I would imagine some of this can be very complicated for a lot of different reasons.
Absolutely. That's been the biggest story in 2020 is a lot of these interviews have moved online, and the biggest online component is Zoom. When it comes to making sure that you come across well in that Zoom interview, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, the sound. To make sure that the other folks can hear you on the other side, you might want to use some headphones. You also want to check your internet connection. If you've got any problems, don't be afraid to ask the interviewer and say, hey, I think I'm having a hard time hearing you. Do you mind if we hop on the phone instead? The other thing to keep in mind is just lighting. You want to make sure that you've got a good light source in front of you and not behind you. Last thing you want to do is come across like you're interviewing from a dark closet, if you will. And then the last tip to kind of keep in mind is just all of the background distractions. I know a lot of us are sheltered in place, doing our interviews with roommates out there, and sometimes the roommates, you know, they could be walking back and fro. If it's a hot day, they might not be fully clothed. And speaking of clothes, one last thing, even though we're doing these interviews from our home virtually, it still means professional attire, absolutely. And please, I wish I didn't have to say this, but sometimes I have to remind folks, I know it's from the waist up, but please do wear pants.
Yes, yes.
What?
Isn't that funny, the world we live in today? We're telling people to put on their pants.
Well, I think that's a very boring tip, but I'll trust you, Lewis, that it's maybe more professional to wear pants. What about flexibility? Because it seems like now people need to be more flexible, knowing that maybe this job is going to be temporary. And also, what about networking during this time? Because typically when people would be going out to, I don't know,
job
see
fairs,
other people in person. You can't really do that. But networking now, Lewis, is still critical, right?
Yeah. Going with your first question, the flexibility, you know, it's been a tough time. You know, my heart goes out to all the folks who've been affected, economically speaking, with the pandemic. And, you know, long story short, I know everyone's got their dream job, but if you need to pay the bills, you need to pay the bills. And so be open to potentially other jobs, other disciplines. And who knows, you know, when we have the economy bounce back, you know, maybe that dream job is around the corner. Speaking of networking, that's a great tip. Just because we can't meet one another at a coffee shop or at a bar doesn't mean networking is not important. You can still network with one another through virtual means, whether it's through phone or Zoom. And when it comes to networking, there's two things that I kind of keep in mind. Number one is, yes, you're trying to develop some familiarity with the other person. But the other thing is you want to create a champion, somebody to vouch for your work. And so, for example, if I'm interviewing or if I'm networking for a TV producer job, one thing I might do is I might just show a quick YouTube clip and say, hey, I was so passionate about meeting you today. I actually created this segment about COVID. Do you mind if I show it to you? And that's a great way to demonstrate your work and your value.
I think what's great too is you say to practice and set up a video call maybe with a friend or you know, somebody that you trust, that they can look at your background and kind of hear your pitch a little bit, because sometimes, you know, we can tend to be too wordy or not wordy enough.
Absolutely. And on top of that, just talking about ourselves is just so hard. I mean, just imagine if you talked about yourself at the workplace, people would think you're completely arrogant and so full of yourself. And so talking about ourselves is definitely a skill that needs to be practiced.
Okay, well, speaking of practice, Lewis, I understand that you have a little test for us. We only have a couple minutes, but you're going to do a mock interview with us. Is that right?
If you guys are game, we'll do it.
We're down.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, Derek, so here's my question for you. Welcome to the interview. What's your biggest weakness?
Oh, man.
I saved the tough ones for you.
Weakness is that maybe perhaps I'm a little too honest and forthcoming. I have a tendency to overshare, perhaps.
I like that. Very well done. Very well done.
Thank
Some
you.
additional tips in terms of answering the weakness question. I liked it because you're very candid. Sometimes people try to evade the question by saying, oh, come up with a fake weakness, like, oh, my biggest weakness is chocolate, or my biggest weakness is communication skills, when clearly, let's say I'm a native English speaker. You do want to have something genuine. Perhaps one thing I might do is saying, hey, one of my biggest weaknesses is reported by my boss in my last performance review is that I can come across a little bit too blunt, that sometimes it could be offensive. And then after you share something that's genuine, what you want to do is you want to talk about what you're doing to work on that weakness. And then, of course, we want to hear the happy results and the happy ending.
Oh, okay. I'm taking notes, Lewis. I'm taking notes. Courtney's turn. We're just about out of time, about 30 seconds.
It is Courtney's turn. Courtney, you get the fun one. So if you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Oh, a lion, of course.
Oh, right. Fantastic. So that's a fun question to kind of break the ice a little bit. And lion is fantastic. It's a great one. And what you want to do is when you name your animal, you want to sync it up with your personal brand. And so if you're trying to come across as somebody who's really courageous, lion is a perfect one to pick.
All right. Lewis Lin, Impact Interview CEO. Thanks so much for your time and the tips.
Thank you so much, Derek and Courtney.
We appreciate it.
And you can check out the full list of Lewis's tips on our website, HoustonLife.tv.